Bengals fans are amazing. They're resilient, they're tough, but they're fun. And I'm really excited to hopefully meet a lot more of you.
Isaac has the big game. Then we became a real balanced offense for the playoff run, which I thought was really important.
He put on the greatest route running exhibition I have ever seen in my life.
He was football 24/7, and that was the greatest part of Chad.
At times, the early part, I would tell him when we were throwing deep passes, I said, don't wait too long, because I'm going to get away. If you ain't going to have the arm to get there. So, I want to run to the ball,
Well, Duke, looks like Duke's in the waiting room. I don't want to keep Duke waiting. He gave us a very limited amount of time. I know he's a busy man. Duke, what's going on, big dog? How you doing, buddy?
Jim, how are you, man? Thanks for having me on. Yeah,
Hey.
I'm real busy. I'm sitting on my porch.
Yeah, well, hey. Have a little drink going on there.
Joe Burrow has played in big games his entire life, and I would think he will be a steady hand at the bow of the ship. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if they take him all the way to the Super Bowl. I really wouldn't.
There we go.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Talking Football with Bengal Jim and friends. Guys, tonight we got a great lineup. We have Mike Watts, the voice of the Cincinnati Bengals preseason TV broadcast. And if you haven't talked to this guy before, get to know him. He's got a great resume. We're going to talk to Mike here in a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about the game as well with Mike. We got Jackie Reau, the president of the Cincinnati Fear video gaming team here in the Cincinnati area. We'll get into as well. So a lot of stuff to talk about, guys. Let's get you know what we got to do? We haven't really done this, guys. We have not really thanked our viewers that watch live on Cincy Jungle's page. Our show has now been streaming to Cincy Jungle's Facebook page now for the past 3 or 4 weeks. So welcome everybody that's watching and joining in from Cincy Jungle as well.
Yeah.
So actually we did, Jimmy. That was during your 2-week sabbatical when you were out.
Yeah, we actually did a whole 20-minute segment on it. But dedicated the whole half of the show, really. But I mean, it's always good to thank them again.
If everybody's watching right now, if you can see James's head is strategically placed right over his shirt where his head would be. So it looks good, man. Jamie, you're wearing your headphones like you are on your shirt. And Tom, I don't even know what to say anymore.
James, I've never seen anyone be so happy to be in between a Jamie and Tom sandwich. I'm just saying.
I know. That's what friends are for. Happy. That's what friends are for. Yeah,
Tom,
see, even Dave, listener Dave. Look at Caleb. Caleb's on it. Puts it up there. The actual face of the show is actually here tonight. So what do we owe this honor?
Oh, thanks for having me back on, guys. Gosh damn. Let's talk about Jesse Bates, guys. Big news, man. Jesse Bates signing his contract. I don't think there was any doubt that Jesse wasn't going to sign that approximately $13 million deal. Why would you walk away from that? But guys, what do you think, Tom? I mean, we needed him. I mean, that secondary solid with him.
It really, how good's the defense looking now? And it'll be interesting to see what Lou Anarumo has dialed up with both he and Dax Hill on the field at the same time. With Von Bell, I mean, as what we've seen with Dax Hill as he matures, they're going to be able to use him in so many different ways. I think he's going to be a stud free safety. I think he's going to be an elite free safety in the league. He can play the strong safety. He can tackle. He's got hands. He's got incredible speed. And when they need him to, they can slide him into the nickel as a corner or as a dime corner. So they're set at safety, and I think he's going to give a lot of offenses a lot of headaches with our defense.
Hey, Bill, I agree with Bill here, man. That's secondary, especially at safety here, man. I'll tell you what, they're going to be, like you said, Lou's going to be able to mix up all kinds of crazy stuff that he concocts, man. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all knew he was going to come back and sitting out long as he can. He's got 18 days now to get ready for home opener. And Tony here says Hill's going to give him a run. It's got to be hard sitting there watching a guy come in and do well in the practice reps.
Right.
You know, you got to like what you saw from Dax on Sunday night there. Kudos to the Bengals for getting Jesse in the fold again. I don't think it was something that we doubted. It was just a matter of, it wasn't a question of if, a question of when. He's here, and a lot of weapons back there to play with. But good game Sunday there by Dax with the interception and stepping up. Certainly a young gun back there to go with the two veterans. So exciting to see that. One more thing on the preseason game. I'm going to go off on a quick tangent. So many in the national media there just giving Thaddeus Moss the run. So many people just, saying, what a dirty hit, blah, blah, blah. But, kudos, people like Andrew Whitworth and a lot of others stepping up and saying, hey, this is something that happened, in the NFL. It happens, between the tackle box is specifically what the NFL rules are. And I think it was Whitworth too. We said, if you want to stop stuff like that, we're going to basically have a glorified Pro Bowl. So contact is part of it. At the end of the day, glad Thibodeau is okay. You never want to see anybody get hurt. So glad he's okay. Not going to miss the whole season, 3 to 4 weeks. And I think, part of the problem was, one, he didn't square up. He kind of turned to him. You never want to get chopped on the side. You'd rather take that hit up front, and he just wasn't prepared for it. So I don't think it was anything dirty at all. Thaddeus is just trying to get a roster spot. And kudos to those on the national media that stepped up and said, hey, let's wait a minute here. This is something that's taught, every week in practice. This is part of the game. Again, it was between the tackle box per the NFL rules, and that's that. So just had to get that off my chest.
Did a picture of Jesse Bates flash on the screen there for a split second?
That was my fault.
Just want to make sure it wasn't like a Fight Club thing.
Hey, real quick, I want to give everybody an update. We have a charity duck race we just started here. Actually, Tony and I just posted this damn thing, I think Saturday evening, while we're heading to Beer Fest. Trish and I and Carrie and Tony heading to Beer Fest. And,
at a soccer field, Jimmy.
Is that what that was? I didn't even
it was funny. I saw you posing to walk up the stairs of the soccer field. I'm thinking, man, tennis one week, soccer the next week. What's going on with you?
I'm pretty versatile, guys. I'm pretty damn versatile.
He's a Renaissance man, Jamie.
But we are in the middle of a fundraiser right now. We had our ticket partner, Caleb, put us in touch with TickPick. Donate 2 tickets to the Saints-Bengals game in New Orleans. Lower bowl, section 124, I think seats 15 and 16. It's almost about $1,000 value. Those 2 tickets combined, approximately $1,000 value. So we're doing $50 a duck. We already sold, I think, 30 to 31 ducks already. I try to pull this up real quick. And at some point, Caleb, in the chat area, we'll try to post the actual link for that. So here we are right here. We're up to over $1,400 or over $1,500 of a $5,000 goal in just a 2 or 3 days. So I appreciate everybody. Everything that's going here is going to that's donated is going to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. It goes directly to them. And we're trying to hit that $5,000 goal, guys. So, man, I tell you what, that's a really cool thing that TickPick did for us, James. That's a really cool thing.
It's certainly cool. A lot of people have that date circled on their calendar. Want to see all the boys from LSU return back to their old college stomping grounds, and a lot of people excited about that game. That was a game we thought maybe was rumored to be moved overseas. Glad it didn't. A lot of people haven't had the opportunity to go down and see the Bengals play in the Superdome. So going to be a lot of fun. A great gesture, and somebody with a minimum $50 donation is going to have their name in the hat there, and a chance to get those tickets, which we know are going to go for a premium for sure.
Quick point about charities. I've had this when we had a couple of public outings, and fans come up to it. 100% of everything we raise goes to our charity designated at that time. There's no slicing it up like a pizza. There's no paying, so-and-so for their work or anything out. Everything goes to that charity. Just like the shirts, even the bad ones, that you can purchase. 100% of all the proceeds from that go to the Ken Anderson Alliance, and that will stand until I guess we've sold the last shirt. So
that's the one. That's the best shirt there is, Tom.
Yeah,
my buddy Matt Allman here in Brantford, Ontario, bought one, and he's wearing it around town with pride. So,
is it the one that's autographed by all of us?
I haven't signed it yet. I'm not sure he wants my autograph. I think he's just happy with the shirt.
Oh Lord. We ran into the duck race. Only 100 ducks are being sold. We're capping it at 100, no more than 100. September 6th is when that duck race is going to be. So make sure you get your duck. There are multiple people buying more than one. So
is it 2 tickets?
2 tickets. You win
Wow.
2 tickets. If your duck wins, you win the 2 tickets to the Saints game, Bengals Saints game in New Orleans. So, and those tickets are going for a pretty good dime. Caleb's sitting there in that back room right now, producing, shaking his head because he's constantly checking on tickets. These ticket prices for the Saints are crazy expensive. So, good luck to everybody, and thanks for helping with the charity. And guys, we have everybody in the waiting room right now. I think we're going to pull Mike on, but just in a minute here, and I want to actually, guys. We started digging into a little research on Mike Watts today, the voice of the Bengals preseason TV broadcast. I think he's been doing it since 2018. His resume is so long. He's done SEC games. He's done all kinds of stuff here. And you don't even need to know what he looks like. When you play this video, you just know it. Listen to this video right here. This is Mike. Actually, it was a preseason game from, I think, 2020, 21. I can't remember, but listen to this voice, man. It's something.
Mask is knocked down, and this is Rule the fumble for now, and toward the end zone, diving in, touchdown Cincinnati. Henderson goes the distance. Trask gets hit in the backfield, ball squirts loose, and they're already showing it up.
So that was the voice. This is the face of Mike Watts. Mike, what's up, big dog? Welcome to the show, buddy.
That's it. No, appreciate you guys having me, and I didn't realize we were also doing video in this. I'm pleasantly surprised, I guess. That did end up getting overturned. All I know is the blue bag came out and the ref did this, and I thought Cincinnati scored. Big bummer for Trayvon, that's for sure.
Hey, Mike, I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't know if you've ever watched a show before, but I can tell you, we got other videos. We found high school videos, college videos, so we'll play those later. So, yeah, of you.
Oh, yeah, we do some digging, man. We got Twitter posts from, like, 2017.
So just stay with us. If you want to see some crazy videos of Mike that he's not expecting, hang with us. We'll play those here in a minute. Mike, welcome, man. Talk a little bit about you've been. Has it been since 2018? You've been doing the preseason broadcast?
Yeah, 2018, and that first game was the Chicago Bears. 2 minutes left, walk off. I think Auden Tate may have caught the touchdown, but yeah. So when Auden Tate was a 7th round rookie, that was when I came in to put this in Bengal perspective.
And Auden Tate just got cut by the Falcons, I think, didn't he? I think that's what I saw
today.
He's available.
Yep.
Oh man, So, Mike, what is it like being in the broadcast booth with the legend Anthony Munoz? Talk about our guy.
Look, I was 25, so everyone talks about how young these rookies are. Like, I was basically, as far as an announcer goes, like the same kind of, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed rookie that all of them were. So you walk in and you don't really know Anthony personally, but he called me when we initially – got this grouping together in 2018, and Mike Valpredo was still there, and those guys could not have been better to me from day one. And look, Anthony, my spotter tore his Achilles over the offseason, and he's asking him, hey, do you need a chair? Or, what golf courses do you like to hit on? And, like, everyone in the booth, no matter where we go, people gravitate to him, and everything that you see on TV and everything that you've heard about him or any experience that you've had with him, it really honestly is Anthony. And that's, to be the best tackle of all time, but to also be one of the best humans of all time is pretty impressive.
Yep. James, go ahead.
No, I was looking back on the resume, and this isn't Bengals related, but being a fellow New Yorker, I see one of your favorite ESPN 30 for 30s is the requiem of the Big East there, being a Syracuse guy. I see on your bio your favorite arena is Madison Square Garden. You want to touch base on the New York route?
Yeah, so grew up north, I guess would be a good way to describe it on this podcast. I'll leave it at that. Grew up north. Went to Fordham in New York. And in terms of MSG, I didn't really understand it until I moved there. You don't really realize the significance of it until you actually get there a little bit. And I worked with our radio station, which is an NPR affiliate in New York, WFUV, got credentialed to Knicks games and Rangers games. And so I got a taste of it then. The PA announcer for a long time at MSG, Mike Walczewski, is also a Fordham grad, and he was at a Fordham women's basketball game while I was still in college, and I was doing PA that day, and he thought I was pretty good. Made a couple of calls. They needed a backup. Well, I've been backing up, calling New York Knicks games courtside at the Garden as the voice of the Garden now, probably since 2018. And I've done the Big East tournament now since 2019. So, you sort of feel like you have a little bit of a role in the history of that tournament and that building. And that's, especially at my age, it's not lost on me, the amount of history in that building.
It's exciting. I remember dragging Bengal Jim there, 3 or 4 years ago to a Syracuse game at MSG, and it's just a historic place, whether it was a Ringling Brothers circus show, WWE, to the 12 nights of a Fish concert that they had consecutively there. I agree. It's a pretty cool sports venue.
Yeah, no,
Right,
it's spectacular, man, really. If you haven't been there, it's worth it.
All right, Tom,
Mike,
get us back on track with Bengal stuff.
Having been around the team now for several years, and the special historical year that it meant to all of us fans, what is the sense you're getting from the team this year, from Zach Taylor on down? Is it the focus that was there last year? Because from the moment they walked off the field in Los Angeles after the Super Bowl, all we have heard is Super Bowl hangover. They can't be back. They won't be good. They'll fall back down. What is your sense talking and dealing with the team all of training camp?
Yeah, my experience is it's not going to be an ego problem, and it's not going to be a talent problem. There is an element of when you walk off 5 times in 1 year off one guy's foot, that naturally would lead you to wonder if there could be any pullback year over year. You could also sit there and say, look at all the talent that they've added. You've got another year of Joe. You've got another year of Jamar without all the hoopla and training camp, and obviously have to play the first place schedule, which is part of why there's so much parity in the NFL. They do pin the best teams against each other, and that means one of them has to lose. All of that said, I'd say my feeling is there's sort of a quiet humility, confidence. It doesn't feel like they're buying into it. I also think there is a feeling that when you look at preseason, they don't feel the need to put starters out there. I think they rate the fact that the teams with the most injuries in preseason are the ones that tend to have worse seasons, as opposed to the teams that get the most work in preseason when you can do it in a more structured way in a practice. So I think there's sort of an understanding, okay, we've been there, we know what it takes. I don't sense a hangover in the group, though. There will be challenges, but it won't be ego and it won't be a hangover.
Jamie, anything for Mike?
Not Bengals related, more career related. Can you tell us a funny story of something that happened live on the air that maybe shouldn't have happened live on the air? I think back to the anniversary this week. I pride myself a man of faith, and there's a deep right shot to left. Is there anything that's ever happened that you've been a part of, or a funny story about something that's happened on air? We do stuff every week on this show that would never fly on a regular cable network. That's why we're just internet indie guys.
Well, sometimes I feel like I should be an internet indie guy too. Look, I mean, I've done a lot of, I call it word sneak. I haven't done it with the Bengals, but I've done it for a lot of other national TV events where, I'll have people send me words and things like that can get a little bit hokey at times. There was a certain, use of phrasing in the Cardinals game that seemed to get around the internet a little bit. So, that sort of happened. But you walk a tightrope for 3-4 hours every week. And for me, I think I'm doing 7 games this week. You just hope that today's not the day you make the flub seen around the internet, but you're never that far away.
So that's awesome.
So Mike, so what has it been like? I mean, do you get to interact a lot with the coaching staff? I know you're in the booth a lot, but I mean, you've interacted with players and coaches pretty consistently, right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely get to training camp, which is huge for me, especially because I don't need to know a lot about Joe Burrow. I need to know a lot about Drew Plitt and Jake Browning and So it's a lot of the guys that are competing for roster spots. I spoke with Kwame Lassiter. I spoke with Kendrick Pryor, and just trying to understand their stories because, ultimately those are the guys that you maybe don't know about, but could end up being the fifth wide receiver and the key on special teams. I mentioned at the end of the game in New York on TV, it was someone different every week, but it was really rare that it was like, the guy who was picked in the first round. I mean, Jamar had the huge game against Kansas City, but at the end of the day, you don't win the playoff game against Kansas City if Johnston doesn't make, or I guess it'd be the Tennessee game that he makes the tackle on Derrick Henry. I mean, you can go right down the line the whole year, and it was players 30 through 53 that ended up winning you about half your games at the final moment. And while, the top 30 are rightfully so, why, people pay for tickets and they're excited about the games and all that talent, my
Team
job
sport.
is to introduce you guys to everybody else. And for me, it's a lot of fun to story tell and dig into that. So a lot of time around Zach over the last few weeks, and certainly just trying to get to know the lower round picks and the undrafted free agents.
Yeah.
One of the position battles has been that left guard spot. We saw Jackson Carman start in week one. We saw week one of preseason. Cordell Wilson get the start in week two. From what we've seen, certainly he made some mistakes on Sunday night, but overall a solid game. If you read some of the columns, Lael Collins spoke very highly of him. A kid with a lot of energy, is willing to learn, and that works hard. Have you had the opportunity to speak to Cordell, and what can you tell us about our potential starting left guard?
Yeah, haven't had the chance to speak to him one-on-one. When you talk with his position coach, when you talk to Frank Pollock, everything that he's talked about for the last few years, the glass eater comments, and I think we may have rolled part of those comments into a game last week or 2 weeks ago. But just the toughness, the physicality, the willingness to finish, all that stuff is there. So you've got all these positive features. He played at North Dakota State where, they'd run the ball 60 times a game and just destroy FCS opponents and give a really good game to some quality FBS teams every year as well. With the Giants, that was a tough thing to get thrown into. The line was completely out of whack with the number of injuries that they had going into the game, for one. And then you've got Wink Martindale throwing, 0 blitzes in the third quarter of a preseason game, which I know Bill Belichick didn't exactly take kindly to. So you've got all this stuff whizzing around you, and you don't have Jonah on one side. You don't have Ted Karras on the other, guys who have seen everything. So I asked someone in the Bengals organization over the last few days, is this something where it can maybe cut down on the rookie learning curve of playing that position because you've got guys like Jonah and Ted on either side who can help you identify things? Ultimately said, look, you have to stand on your own in this league, but maybe there is some element of that'll continue to help him grow. Everything you hear from the staff has been overwhelmingly positive about his development and growth. I think end of the second quarter of the Giants game, you saw a little bit of that rookie learning curve, but you also saw some really good moments in the running game where he got some significant push. Jackson Carman, when he does come back from COVID, I don't know that he's been Wally pipped necessarily, but he's got some work to do.
Yeah, interesting. We'll go to
Tom had one.
We got some viewer questions we'll go to here in just a minute. Caleb's got a couple of them kind of we'll go to them right now. Jennifer's asking, who's the biggest surprise as a rookie to you right now, Mike?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know that Kendrick Pryor can be considered a surprise given how much he got talked up during camp. He'd probably be the first guy who comes to mind. He's just flashed really well over and over again. Jeff Gunter, I thought has been excellent. He seems to interact with the quarterback at least 3-4 times a game. That's been pretty impressive. Again, I heard you guys talking about Dax in the lead up. Like, that's a first-round pick. You expect him to be good. I'm not sure I expected him to be quite so ready right off the bat. I think he had 6 tackles and a pick in the first quarter, almost picked off 2 passes in his first game against the Cardinals. Now that Jesse's back in the fold, I was talking to the safeties coach, Robert Livingston. He goes, it gives you goosebumps, the safety talent that you have in the building right now. And you add Dax to that, and you can do some pretty wild things on defense that could really flummox a lot of people. So all those guys have really impressed me, and he's not a rookie, but like Raymond Johnson has been really good. Dominique Davis has been really good. You know, I remember a couple of years ago, we were kind of going, okay, what are we doing at defensive line? And right now, it's really an impressive array of talent that's showing out across the board.
Yeah, it's funny, Mike. I mean, a lot of people don't like watching preseason football. I freaking love it, man. We got a bunch of young kids out there busting their ass, trying to put stuff on film, make a team. But the one kid that sticks out to me, and I absolutely love it. We've had him on the show about a month and a half ago, Chris Evans. Man, I tell you what, man, he's been balling out.
Yeah, and by the way, rookies, I left out Zach Carter. He doesn't play like a rookie. Zach Carter's been a monster. Look, Chris Evans, if you look at the running back room, when you have Joe and Samaje, he provides a different element than either one of those. As a kick returner, we've obviously gotten a chance to get a better glimpse of it here. He's ripped off 2 really good returns, one of which counted, one of which did not over the last 2 weeks. The 65-yard run, the stats aren't going to show it, but he's done a lot of really good things. I think anytime you start getting to your 3rd and 4th running back, a lot of the conversation becomes, can you effectively pass protect? Can you effectively play special teams? I'm sure the coaches have looked over the film on Chris Evans in pass protection this past week. I know it's something that they had talked about. You have to be more complete at this level than you were at the last. Chris Evans has had 5, 6, real flashpoint plays in the first 2 weeks. Give you a lot of optimism that maybe this is the year he could be a real impact player, whether it be special teams or does it change the pace back?
Right.
Tom, you had a question?
Yeah, Mike, with the offenses here with Joe Burrow and Jamar and all the flash, that gets a lot of the attention. But the defense, especially in the playoffs, played their tails off to get us to the Super Bowl and nearly win it. If we can get the type of pass rush that Coach Anarumo keeps talking about that he wants, do you see our defense being as powerful as our offense?
I sure hope so. I mean, I think the capability's there. I've got my boards up from the game, so every week you do all your research and you try and get it down to concise sort of nuggets. Rush defense last year went from 29th in the NFL to 5th in the NFL, 26th in pass yards, 18th in total yards, 17th in points. So right there, you've got 3 corners that you feel pretty solid about right now. I know, people have had their comments on Eli Apple. I think he's actually played pretty well. When he's gotten the chance last year, I thought he looked a lot more like his better year in New Orleans than he did as a Giant, which is a positive. I look at Awuzie and Bell, and now you add Dax, who can do so many things. You can get Jesse back. Logan Wilson's a year smarter. Jermaine Pratt looked really good at times last year. You get Davis Gaither back into the team full time. So you feel good there. You've got 2 or 3 more pass rushers that you're genuinely concerned about as an opponent. Like, everything's there to make you think you can be multiple, you can be creative, you can put guys in different positions. Like, from my position, absolutely, this can be a powerful defense.
Nice. Mike, we're going to probably go to we got some viewer questions kind of stacking up right now. So let's get a couple of them on here for you if it's okay. Jamie, you want to take those?
Yeah. Brandon's asking what your duties are during the regular season. We know you're calling the preseason games right now, but what's the role during the regular season?
Watch like you guys.
Yeah.
Is it. So I do I'll do about 250 games this year between the Bengals, MSG, ESPN, college soccer, pro soccer, international soccer. So about 250 games. It doesn't leave a lot of spare time. And you know what? I like listening to Dan and Lap too. So, for me, that's a treat.
Okay. What's your take on how the punter position's playing out? Are we gonna have a change at punter like everyone is speculating we're gonna have?
I think it's an honest competition. Look, in speaking with Zach, and I think Duke made reference to it as well on air last week. The reason Chrisman got the full game is because punting every other quarter really doesn't give you all that adequate a chance to grade a punter. You've seen Kevin Huber do it now for 209 games. You know exactly what Kevin Huber in theory is going to bring you, which is historically a perfect holder, and maybe not as strong a leg as Chrisman, but does a lot of things well. In talking with them, and I mentioned it on air in New Jersey on Sunday, can you have variation in your ability to punt? Can you get more hang time versus distance? Are you able to corner the returner a little bit? I mean, those are things that you can do in practice all you want, but you need a pass rush that actually wants to block it and actually try and get him away and do it. And then you need to see him hold and see if he can effectively do that. I haven't gotten any read yet one way or the other. I think they're just honestly evaluating it week by week and using what we see and what we don't to try and make the right call.
Yep. One last question for me. Do you talk to Marissa Kontopelli at all?
Of course.
Yeah, just let her know Jamie from Canada says hi.
Mike. I'll text will be after. All right.
Yeah. Let her know I said hi. If she rolls her eyes, just pretend you didn't.
There's a restraining order on him. He's not allowed in Cincinnati at all.
No, I'm going to sit that out then.
That's not true. That's not true. I run the official Marissa Kontopelli fan club. So
well, good. We're co-founders. So Marissa does the scoreboard hit in the stadium at home games, of course. You guys know as well as anybody. During preseason, usually you'll try and pre-tape the open so that you don't run into the national anthem or the music blaring or anything like that, because you come up right at the top of the hour. So Marissa. We do a quick run through, and then she walks 5 feet over to another camera, looks right into the camera, delivers the perfect 90-second hit with completely different information, turns back to our camera, goes, all right, let's do this open, and hits it again. I turn to Anthony, and I go, damn, she's good.
She's 100%
Marissa is so good.
She's 100% going to go national. It's just a matter
of time. It's a matter of time. Yeah.
Speaking of Marissa Kontopelli, we will have her right here, back on Talking Football with Bengal Jim and Friends. Jamie knows this. That's why he's so excited. September 13th, Marissa will be with us again. And Jamie needs more members of that fan club for Marissa Kontopelli.
Understood.
I would like to thank Lisa Moran. Just bought a duck in the duck race, $50. Thanks, Lisa. Good luck to your duck. Hope you win those tickets to the Saints game, the Bengals Saints game down in New Orleans. Mike, so regular season, are you in town at all for any of the regular season games?
No, not often. That's the tough part. Thursdays and Sundays are SEC soccer, so regrettably, I'm busy working other events. But it's funny. I always hated that we played at 1 o'clock because I was never able to. Now I get plenty of chances to watch.
So any away games, Mike, that you might be in town for an away game? We're just kind of checking.
I was hoping that the Jets are on a Thursday night. I'm like, oh, this is great. And I'm not even there. Maybe it's Sunday and I'm out of town. Sunday. Yeah, bummer. So maybe in November or December.
Well, if you were to come by the tailgate Saturday, we let you do a shot and a toast and everything before you go into the game. So
how early are we chilling out here?
Dude, Mike, you haven't been to a real tailgate. I'm just telling you.
I rolled up on you last week. I'm like, hey, Jim.
Oh, that's preseason tailgate. That's nothing compared to
that. Yeah, that's.
Mike, you scared the hell out of me, dude. I was like, who is this dude coming up on me like that? But no, man. Thanks for stopping by there, man. Appreciate
Mike, thank you so much.
Yeah, Mike. I mean, you do a hell of a job, man. And it's just your voice is just so powerful on air, and You do a hell of a job, man. The Bengals are lucky to have you. And we appreciate it as a fan base hearing you make these preseason calls, man. We appreciate your time tonight. It means a lot. And hopefully we can hook up at a real tail. You got to have some beers at some point, and hopefully we'll run into each other outside of this at some point.
Yeah, well, appreciate you guys having me on. It's been awesome sort of feeling a part of this whole Houday family. You guys on social and everybody, it's positive, and it's the way. I was just talking to someone in the organization about this week. There's so much toxicity on social media, and I just don't see it out of our fans. And it warms my heart in a way that as an announcer, I just don't see it enough. So keep being positive, and appreciate you guys having me on. And hopefully, maybe we'll just meet up at the Super Bowl, worst case scenario.
Yeah, one last question, Mike. Caleb, could you put James on full screen for me real quick?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, you know where this is going. All right, so this is one of our shirts Cincy shirts did for us, Mike. So I think everybody looks perfect. So Tom is not happy. Tom's the guy on the very, very right there. Just give us your comments on those 4 pictures right there. Just want to get your thoughts.
Is this really how this ends for me? I think the one on the right is actually Kevin Malone from The Office.
Chili, this is great. Mike, we're not going to do that to you. We're just totally messing with you, buddy. No
All right, well, hey, I threw one jab, and now I'm out. So nice hat, though. I regret that I didn't get the full experience of seeing you in that tonight, but at least I saw it at the tailgate last night.
I love it.
Mike, we appreciate it, buddy. Thanks again, man. Houday, bud.
Oh, snap, Tom. I'm sorry, brother.
Even Lisa.
He just got done calling a soccer game. So he's had a long day. So that was really nice of him to stop.
Hey, fellow New Yorker.
He gave you the Kevin Malone, brother. That's
he didn't go to the best broadcast school in Syracuse, but he's a fellow New Yorker. So thank you, Mike. We appreciate it.
Jim Boeheim, upstate. Is he from where you are, James?
No, let me see. Let's see. He is Shaker Heights. Good.
No, that's the city up north.
He said north. You said north. He was saying north, and I'm looking, going, dude, I'm north. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, one more thing. We're bringing on Jackie Reau here in just a second, but I don't know if everybody saw Afro Man, FBI, CIA. I don't know. Broke down his door. He lives up in Mount Orb.
The guy's song is "Cause I Got High." I mean, Captain Obvious here. Let's go. I wonder what it's about.
In other Cincinnati news, Jimmy's talking about early 2000 rap.
Free Afro Man. Come on.
Free Afro. Okay.
Oh Lord. Shit. Let's bring on. So this is.
Well, there goes our week 1 special guest.
Yeah.
Was going to be Afro Man, but now he's.
Now everybody knows.
David.
Well, hey, this is really cool. So we're going to bring on Jackie Reau, president of the Cincinnati Fear at Basic E-Gaming.
Hey, there she is.
Jackie, welcome to the show. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
All right, so
we're talking video games. This is my kind of show now. Let's go.
We got a gamer on here with us, Jackie. He thinks he knows what the hell he's talking about. I can't wait to see you two.
So I'd like to address the last question you asked Mike.
Oh yeah.
I think that T-shirt is reminiscent of like a GQ cover or something.
Hey, there. See.
Huh? Fashion Week, maybe.
That's
September
how
cover.
you get invited. That's how you get invited back on the show, right there.
Oh, that's great. I feel I'm here with royalty with Bengal Jim and friends. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks for being with us, Jackie. So tell everybody, we got a lot of direct messages when we posted it. Sorry we couldn't get a couple more days in advance notice to kind of get pushed just a little bit more, but tell everybody exactly what you guys are doing here. This is some cool stuff.
Yeah, so Cincinnati Fear, I keep saying, if I say it, loud and proud, it'll happen, right? Cincinnati Fear, Cincinnati's 4th professional sports team, really representing all things esports. So competitive video gaming, which, by the way, is a $1 billion annual industry in a number of ways, certainly game development, distribution, but also tournaments that are taking place globally, media rights, merchandise, events. So Cincinnati Fear really is bringing together competitive gamers who are playing on behalf of Cincinnati. We're a city-based team. So what we want to do is represent Cincinnati when we're playing a League of Legends tournament, a Smash tournament, Valorant tournament, whatever that might be, and really coalesce and bring together the esports ecosystem in Cincinnati.
Very cool. Jamie?
Yeah, so I was checking out the website. So obviously Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
What else? And League of Legends. What
League
else?
of Legends, yeah. Rocket League this fall,
Warzone, Rocket League,
and Valorant team.
Valorant,
So
cool.
I'll take it back. I'll kick it back 5 years. I teach at Xavier in UC, and anytime I would bring esports and business into the classroom, these kids would over excel, over deliver. Their just eyes lit up. So I was like, something is going on here. So during the pandemic, our company Game Day, we're a media and marketing agency here in Cincinnati. We basically said, well, we don't have 30 or 40 events to work on. So I told our 2 event girls, I'm like, let's go. We're going to get everything we can. We're going to, fail fast on esports. And so we did. So we have content developers. We have, like I mentioned, competitive gamers. We also have really just casual gamers who just want to, maybe be at an event with somebody else who cares about League of Legends or Super Smash. So it's been really cool. We just launched the brand in April, and so far we've got almost 5,000 people signed up who said, "Yeah, tell me about your events and your information."
Yeah, so for people out there who don't know, I mean, Jackie just said the esports, just e-gaming industry is a huge industry. Like, there's literally right now, if you go on Twitch, there is thousands upon thousands of streamers, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Right, Jamie.
Play and it's another form of entertainment. I never thought I would do this, but I sit and I put Twitch on my TV and I watch people play. I love playing video games, but I really enjoy watching other people play video games who are 10 times better than I'll ever be, and it's definitely a source of entertainment.
I agree. I mean, I have a friend who sells sponsorships with the Reds, and I was telling him about this, a couple months ago, and he basically said, "So wait, let me get this right. Other people are watching other people play video games on YouTube or Twitch." I go, it is similar to other people watching other people play baseball on TV.
100%. It's
right?
It's the same thing. And then also if you go to Vegas, I mean, Vegas is all in on this stuff too. Like the Luxor has a whole e-gaming stadium arena, which is absolutely crazy. So I think you're definitely tapping into this at the right time. There's 5-10 years from now, esports is going to be up there with the major leagues. It's going to happen.
Totally agree, Jamie. And Vegas is an interesting comparison. So when you look at city-based teams, which we are, obviously Cincinnati Fear, there's Pittsburgh, Charlotte, Kansas City, of other NFL cities, and really what we want to do is connect with those teams. Elizabeth Blackburn, who you guys know and love, she connected me with the gal who's in charge of esports for the NFL. And so, we just introduced myself. She said, "Hey, I've got to get, all NFL teams got to have a city-based team before I can really get in a conversation." So shout out to any of those NFL cities who want to get a team together. We'd be happy to help with the roadmap. But what I also love is there are college scholarships out there for esports. Every one of our universities that you can name in our region has an esports program, either varsity or a club. High schools, every university or every high school you're going to see on Friday night sports talk has an esports club. So these kids are getting paid scholarships to play esports. And what I love about these kids is the critical thinking. They're really smart. They're really creative, and they're going to be great for these STEM jobs, these leadership jobs down the road.
Yep. Hey, real quick, we got a sponsor break here real quick. Jackie, we just want to let everybody know this episode is sponsored by CAI Insurance Agency. Mike, leave me alone. I've got 20 text messages for Mike Schlotman right now trying to get this up. So there it is. Leave me alone, Mike.
And it reminds me, I think CAI is one of the longest standing independent insurance agencies in our area.
Jackie, I think you're right. That's amazing.
Yeah, very. If I need insurance, I'm going to Mike Schlotman. Definitely.
Gets us both that trouble. Hey, so Jackie, talk about all these video games. So how is it tied?
I think this.
You good,
Go
Jamie?
ahead. No, I froze.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
So Jackie, talk about a lot of questions. We're getting a lot of messages. So is there a Madden League that's getting ready to start?
Yeah, thank you, Bengal Jim. I should also mention Bengal Jim is a proud employee of CAI Insurance in his day job. So here's what we're going to do. This is
I didn't
really
know
fun.
that.
Super excited about this. So Madden 23, of course, comes out. What we're going to do is we're going to set on Tuesdays during the regular season at 6 p.m. We're going to set the simulation function on the Madden game. Brandon Seho, who you might remember from Channel 5, who recently left, and DJ E-Train, who used to spin the hits at Paul Brown Stadium, now Paycor Stadium. They're going to be like our color analysts, and they're going to be one. I keep saying it's like bro time. One part, football color analysis. Hey, what's happening, during the game, and then pop culture stuff that's happening. So that's going to be really cool. Catch that on Twitch. It'll basically be simulated between, the first game will be Bengals Steelers. We'll have, what the potential outcome would be, stats. So we'll have a lot of fun with that to share with you, but also, the sports talk guys, social media buzz, a couple days before the actual game.
That's awesome. Really cool. Really cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jamie.
No, I was going to say, if you ever start up an NHL team, I'm on it. That's my game. I play NHL. And I play the 2K golf series.
Golf is fun too.
We play that online, and then I'm Warzone too. But I'm awful. I'm not. I'm just a casual player. But I watch the guys. I watch the guys on Twitch play Warzone, and it's.
What I love is our League of Legends guys. We just formed the team in May, and so they were playing kind of. Through the summer, and they made it to the finals, and they played 100 Thieves, which if you know video gaming, you know that team very well. $62 million in prize earnings over their career, the team's career, 4.9 million this year already. And we lost them, really close match, and came runner up. And I'm like, hey, I will take that all day
100%. 100%.
So Jackie, tell the viewers, we got people watching live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube right now. If somebody wants to get involved with this, what do they do? How do they reach out to you?
Yeah, here's what I would say. Go to our website, fearcincinnati.com. And what we're doing is we're paying people who love esports. So if you want to create content for us, if you want to live stream, I should also mention a couple things we're doing with live streams is we partnered with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and we are creating charity streams. And so Emma, one of our female signees, we signed Emma to play Smash for us in June. Thank you. There it is. Emma just did a charity stream on Friday night, couple hours playing Smash. She raised $350 for Big Brothers Big Sisters while she was playing video games. Right. So her goal, we said, hey, Emma, if you can raise, 120, that would be awesome. So she, crushed that. There's Steven, right there, Steven Schmidt. Steven is a great story. He's our first signee. Good UC Bearcat grad out of the College of Business. And he's the #1 player in Ohio for Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. So Steven and Emma also play mixed doubles in Super Smash. So he's doing really well. So we're paying him basically to go and video game competitively wearing the stripes of Cincinnati Fear.
Man, I was born too late. I'm telling you.
I know.
I was just 15 years later.
I know. My Atari, me, and my Honda Accord. I mean, it could have been something, man.
I'd be wearing a Cincinnati Fear jersey right now. I wouldn't even be talking to you guys. I'd be playing Smash Brothers.
I got to give a shout out to my boys, Josh Sneed and friends. They just launched our Cincinnati Fear shop on Sunday. Cool. So Cincinnati Fear t-shirts, hoodies are coming around the corner, and hats too. So it's a fun brand. It really is.
Yeah, Josh and his folks down at Cincinnati Fierce
awesome.
do an outstanding job. They're
clever.
They're the best. They're the best.
Yeah.
Tom, you got anything? Got anything for Jackie?
I was just wondering, Jackie, if you've noticed anything, from your gamers who maybe weren't big football fans or big sports fans, is playing the EA Sports or playing that, does it equate to them maybe following whatever sport that they like to play?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Whether it be football,
Tom.
baseball, basketball?
Yeah, so I just got the new Nielsen research, and not to go completely data geek on you, but so call Cincinnati population 1.9 million, right? The metro area. Of that, research says 52% of the population considers them an active gaming enthusiast. So that might be, Jamie, you might be all in, Bengal Jim, you might be watching with your kid, Tom, you're doing, you're watching Twitch. So people are engaged with video games on a variety of levels. And so what we're doing is we're really bringing that community together. And the number one, it's interesting, of that, something like 144,000 consider themselves diehard Reds fans. 110 consider them diehard Bengals fans, which I thought, interesting. And then, of course, it's Bearcats football, Ohio State. So they are sports fans for sure. They're also really, I would say, they're good people. They're educated. There's a college degree. They're giving to charities. So it's some really interesting research, absolutely. And we just did an event with FC last Saturday, and it was esports night. They have an MLS athlete, Cisse, who competes against other MLS teams. And we had over 200 people do our activation in like an hour and a half. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
Jackie, I'm going to propose a shirt swap. So when you get the Cincinnati Fear shirts, I'm going to bring up this shirt here. I'd be happy to swap you.
Shirt.
I'd be happy to swap you one of the GQ shirts for
the
Cincinnati Fear. Beautiful.
Let's go. Absolutely.
I'll wrap it up. I'll wrap it up here in Ontario, Canada.
Yeah.
Love it.
Hey, Jackie, we appreciate you having you on. If we got to stay in touch, man, as this stuff continues to blow up here, we'd love to have you back on. And
we'll definitely talk about the simulations. It'll be basically an hour, so 6 to 7 on Tuesdays. So
Right.
we'll have the results. Jim, I'll send those to you. You guys can have fun with it. Do a little highlight each week.
I think that would be fun. I would think that would be a fun time.
Guys,
Jackie,
it's been a pleasure to spend some time with you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you being
Thank
with
you.
us.
Thanks for making time for us.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you.
Night.
Jackie, cheers.
She's
you
awesome.
know, Jimmy, you should just set that up on your bus there. You could have a video game console and go in there.
I don't know about you guys,
and...
but I just got myself a free shirt, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm not adding anything else to do at the tailgate, James, unless you want to do that shit.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Yeah, listen. I'm not the one that just got geeked out on the whole subject. It's the guy
Listen. I'm telling you, she is tapping in at the right time. I'm not even kidding. This is gonna be. It's huge now, but it's gonna if you guys go just for giggles, go on Twitch.tv sometime and just watch. There's literally hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions, watching other people play video games 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's absolutely insane.
I watched one a couple weeks ago, Jamie, on Twitch. There was a Madden tournament that was going on, and you're sitting there watching. These guys play football video games.
And dude, it's all gamified. It's all money. People are tipping. So you're watching a guy live, and then if you want him to shout you out, you can pay, and then your name show. Bengal Jim donated $20. The guy's playing a game. Yo, shout out Bengal Jim. Thanks, bro. He does he plays for 6 hours. Guys are making tens of thousands of dollars in a single day on a stream. These guys are millionaires playing video games. That was me 20 years ago in my college dorm for free. It sucks, man. Watching these guys play, these guys are making millions of dollars. It's absolutely crazy. But it is the next biggest thing. And as the world goes virtual and you get the VR helmets and stuff like that, the metaverse, all that crazy talk that's going on. It's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Hey, let's go ahead and pull Caleb on here. Caleb, pull yourself on when you get him in. I know looks like you're eating a sandwich or something. But
here's the question: how do you virtual tailgate? There you go.
Dude, I pretty much do it every week because I can't make it down there.
Yeah, Dave, that's a great question. At one point, we were talking about putting up some GoPros or video cameras around the tailgate so people can, if they can't be there in person, maybe they can be part of it virtually. Man, I tell you, we have not done that. We keep talking about it. It's on our list to do, but it's kind of further down on the list. I think that's going to happen at some point, but it's not happening first game of the year, that's for sure. But that's something we've been talking about. Great question. So, and there was something. Tony was saying something earlier. I forgot what it was. I need to go back and find that comment. Tony made a funny comment.
It was about CAI insurance. The more you know, the more you can control.
No, that wasn't it, but that's a good one.
Well, that's a good one, too.
and it wasn't a sandwich, Bengal Jim. It was 2 pretzels. I sat in the silence for 15 minutes, and I have 2 pretzels, and you called me on.
I literally was going to put you on screen as you were chewing them. Like
it was 2 pretzels. It was 2. Wasn't ready.
Let's kind of close this out.
Yeah.
Look, Mike was awesome, man. He was really fun to talk to.
He was very good.
Yeah.
New York guy. What do you expect?
Oh my God.
He's got a great voice, and doesn't have a face for radio. He's a good dude.
Yeah, like he was excited to be on camera. He was ready to go. Most people are.
A lot of radio guys are like, cameras?
Yep.
I don't want people to know what I actually look like.
Hey, we do a word. Just everybody that's watching right now, we do a word count. How many words do each one of us say throughout the whole session? Jamie has beat his record by like 3,000 words tonight. He was pumped about this gaming thing, man. He was ready to go.
You talked about video games. I mean, what the hell is that? What is that?
That's our 2-minute warning to shut up and end the show.
What? It sounded like someone's phone was.
Well, we're going to do better with that. We will do better with that.
Horn. It's a hockey goal horn, but it's,
like an AHL team? What is this?
Low budget. This is OHL. It's probably
James,
Cranford,
actually,
whatever.
can I make a request, James? Can you pull up the karaoke mic and give us a 2-minute warning, please?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, wait. We'll
Not
wait.
tonight. Not
It's
tonight.
time for the 2-minute warning. Say it. It's time for
Come
the
on, man. Come on, do it.
Nope. Not tonight.
That's a missed opportunity. We'll put you on
was a
solo
huge missed
screen
opportunity there.
to record it and make that play every time.
That's
We're
it.
looking for people to record it. Actually, it was a good opportunity with Mike there as well too on that one.
We'll start getting celebrities to do it for us.
Let's go.
I had to talk a lot for the video games because you guys look like you were lost in the woods. So I had to step up.
I was ready.
Tom's saying that they play the EA Sports, and we both kind of laughed. We looked at each other, kind of laughed. I don't know if you caught that, but me and her looked at each other like.
Hey, she said it was a good question.
Yeah, she felt bad for you. Sorry.
Hey, you want me to get my Atari out? I can kick your butt in Atari, Jamie.
Tom, I would have played you in Tecmo Bowl, and we would have been perfect.
Tecmo Bowl is very underrated. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I agree.
I'd kick your butt in Atari, Jamie.
I'm sure you would.
You don't even know what
I have a
Space
color
Invaders
TV
are.
now. It's all good.
Hey, Jamie, in like 1978, Tom was like the Pong champion.
Pong. I can believe it.
I didn't do Pong.
I was I'm sitting there in the background with all these questions I want to ask and want to throw myself on, and you guys are asking about, is that EA Sports? I'm just like, I don't know.
No, not you guys, Tom.
I love you, Tom.
I meant
love you.
man. Who makes Madden? I don't even know.
You painted
It's
with a
EA
broad brush there, Caleb. You painted with a broad brush.
Go eat a pretzel.
Michael wants everyone to know you're Tom, the ultimate gamer. Next year's shirt will have you have some sort of gaming attribute on yours. So
next year's shirt will be scrutinized.
Okay, we gotta wrap up fast. My headset's gonna die. I just got the beep.
Yeah, let's hey Jamie, let's start with you. Let's go. Let's close it out. Jamie.
Yeah, hey, football, video games, and talk about Marissa. I mean, that's all I can say. I mean,
Jamie's
my
in
mic's
heaven.
gonna die, but I mean, this was this is one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
And I'll throw it over to Tom. Tom,
hey, Jamie.
Good call on that question, Tom.
Fantastic show by you tonight. One of the best.
Tom.
Here we go.
Yeah, good call.
There we are.
we're always live.
Hey, obviously not rehearsed. Not rehearsed.
Hey, Tom, go ahead, buddy.
But no, I thought, what we've been saying all along about the preseason games, no big injuries. And they've got 2 days of practice, which will probably, in the next 2 days, get them as ready as they can be for Pittsburgh. The next 48 hours will be big in preparing for the regular season, more so than any of the preseason games. So hopefully going through Saturday, everybody stays healthy and all through the season. Getting Jesse Bates back will only help things. And I think we're about ready. I know Jimmy's talking to several different people for a big show next week, so we can talk about what's coming up. And no, we're ready to go. As you can tell, certainly the show is evolving. But
sorry, my headset's dying. Do you say devolving or evolving?
Yes, you heard correct.
Kind of like
Okay.
EA, Sports. It's evolving.
Mid-season form.
But,
guys at
no,
Cincy Jungler are watching, going,
I think
we
the team's
signed
ready,
this.
and,
This is the show.
and everything we've been looking forward to is going to come to fruition this year. I think the team is more ready, certainly more than this team. So,
good.
James,
Caleb.
All right, I'm going to bring up the charity thing again. Put that on the screen there. The link that is on there is to buy ducks to go to New Orleans. Bengal Jim did not listen to his producer as I was talking in the background. This is the row or the section that Jim is in. It's the section that Tony's in. It's where everyone is going to be. Tickets to New Orleans are ridiculously expensive. If you haven't bought them yet, this is a pretty good chance to get a really good seat for really cheap. And worst case scenario, you donate a little bit of money to charity. That's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to shout out my Who Day wedding party shirt for the Bradshaws, of course.
Yeah.
Happy to be a part of that.
Do you have a date set for you and Rach yet?
You know I can take you off the screen, right, Bengal Jim? James, over to you.
Rachel.
All right. A lot of excitement about the season. We were down at Cook's yesterday after our afternoon meeting. You know, folks coming up, hey, we want tickets for the opener. We want tickets to see this. Tickets are sold out. And we know that the tickets are hard to get. So maybe if you have some young kids, you want to bring them down to a game, this Saturday would be the way to do it. It's going to be sunny, nice out. You want to get a chance to see the Bengals, come on down Saturday, stop on down the tailgate. It'll be more laid back than usual for sure, but stop on by, say hi, and Saturday will be an opportunity to get a cheap ticket, come in and see the team for the year. Excited for the season to start. See who's going to make those final roster cuts, solidify that O-line, and watch waivers. But one more game to go. Interesting practices this week with the Rams coming in town and doing some practices on Wednesday and Thursday. And honestly, that's all I have. Stay tuned for the announcements for next week as we kick into full gear for the regular season. Some exciting guests going to be coming on, and appreciate everyone tuning in as always. Jim?
Yep. And again, tailgate this Saturday. We'll be there 4 hours before kickoff. Remember, we don't have the beer truck. We're not going to have food. We're just down there kind of setting up and just saying hi to everybody, just hanging out a little bit before the game. But we will have an episode, a segment on one of our episodes before the season starts, breaking down all the new things that we're going to be doing at the tailgate. I'm telling you, the people that have been involved in the tailgate over the years, just wait till you see what we got in the hopper this year for you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't forget about the duck race. Thanks, Caleb, for bringing that up again. T-shirt link. Man, I got to get an update from Josh Need at Cincy Shirts. I know we have sold a boatload of shirts and a boatload of koozies. I was surprised how many koozies sold out quickly. So we'll give you guys an update on that. Make sure you grab your shirt. That way you have it. That right there might have the Untamed shirt might have taken over the Big Burrow tailgate shirt. I know a lot of those sold over the last few weeks when they put those up. Caleb hit the 124 section about the tickets. See you guys Saturday. No Big Burrow. Big Burrow will not be there again. He's getting cleaned up. He's getting scrubbed down. He'll be ready to go for the September 11th game against the city near West Virginia. But as usual, it is an honor to be on here and you guys being with us as fans. We appreciate, no matter what platform you were watching on, we appreciate you being with us, guys. Thanks again, and we will see you next Tuesday. We got a couple special guests lined up again here next week. So we will see you next week, and Who Day, and we'll see you down there Saturday.
Who Day.
Who Day.